Good evening, Clarice.
Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am once again carrying on with my horror inspired builds for the month of Halloween, and I have currently made Jason Voorhees, I have made Ghostface, and it is time for the third installment, which is going to be Hannibal Lecter. In The Silence of the Lambs and the sequels that go on after it, Hannibal Lecter has like this mask that he wears. He is a cannibal, so they have these bite masks that they put on them to prevent them from biting other people, and that's what I'm going to make today. So today we are making Hannibal Lecter's mask out of foam. Let's get to building. Initially, I thought I could just modify the Jason mask I already made, but the nose area has a very distinct shape to it, so I drew up a plan from scratch to use on this build. If you want to learn how to make templates for yourself, I have a video linked down in the description below that shows 4 different methods that you can use. There are dozens of them to choose from, but the ones I show in that video are ones that I like to use. Patterns to my videos are always free and down in the description below the video. They are the last link in the description. I traced my pattern onto some 6mm foam and cut it out. I joined parts in the middle to get rid of some seam lines to make it a little cleaner in the end.
Oh, wait.
Okie dokie.
I like to use contact cement to attach my EVA foam. The bond is great and remains flexible over time, but the smell is pretty horrible. You can use hot glue. It has no odor, but it's more temperature sensitive and you have to sit and hold it while it cools down. I don't have the patience for that. You could use super glue. It's fast, but it hardens and can become brittle across large areas, especially bits that are going to be under movement. You don't want to really use super glue for large areas. Each method has its pros and cons. I contact cement each side, let the glue set up, then tack them together using the registration marks as my guide.
Oh, wait.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Oh, wait.
I crank my heat gun up to about 600 degrees and do just a little heat forming around the sides to curve them the right way and the nose area to form it better to my face. I do most of this with my hands, and once the temperature on the inside is not too hot, I push it up against my face so that I get a good seal between my cheeks and my nose.
Oh, wait.
Now I'm hitting all the seam lines with my rotary tool to round them over, especially around the jawline and the nose area. My initial pass is with the sanding drum on my rotary tool, then I switch to a stone bit to get rid of those fuzzy textures the sandpaper leaves. After my sanding is done, I lightly hit the surface with a heat gun to seal the foam. This closes up the cells on the surface so that they don't absorb as much paint later. You'll see the surface of your foam go shiny once you do this. Make sure to wear a respirator and work in a well-ventilated area while sanding EVA foam. You don't want to breathe in the particles.
Oh wait.
Rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Now all that is left to do is add the little holes around the mask. I put a narrow cylinder on my rotary tool and begin boring out the markings. Using a stone bit can tend to melt the foam, and you need to be cautious when you push it through because it may start splattering liquid hot magma melted foam all over the place. A hole punch would probably be a better option here, but the size I needed was not the sizes that I had, so I made do with what I had.
Oh wait.
Time for 2 coats of Plasti Dip. Then I spray painted the surface a light brown color. The mouth holes on the mask have protective bars across them so that the wearer cannot bite anyone, hence the name Bite Mask. I am using some fencing wire that I got from the hardware store for this. I trace a thin piece of 2mm foam to get my hole size for my mouth. It will act as a gasket on the inside to sandwich the wire between so that the cut wire doesn't touch my face, and it'll further secure the wire into the mask. I super glue the bars into the spacing. I want them super glue the assembly on the inside of the mask.
Oh wait.
The strapping on the actual mask is a bit more intricate than I have planned. It uses actual leather strapping with buckles and stuff on it. I'm going to make mine for comfort and simplicity. So I am going to use some 1-inch elastic banding and a couple of decorative metal keeper loops to simulate this. I actually cut a slit into the foam to feed the strapping through. To reinforce that separation of the foam on the backside, I glue on some 2mm foam to kind of keep it from just pulling apart. One strap goes around the crown of the head and the other goes around the nape of the neck. I think there's actually like 3 straps on the back, but we're not going to tell anybody. I left the one around my nape slightly loose so that I could fit my ginormous head through it easier.
Oh wait. Oh, wait.
I probably should have done this step before I put the strapping on, but I'm gonna go ahead and dirty the surface up with some acrylic paint now using a sponge. I'm using a slightly darker brown than the base color and sloppily smudging on a coat. Around the edges, I hit it with a darker brown and partially wipe parts of it off as it dries. I scrape back random parts here and there to simulate a little wear and tear, and with that, I'm officially done with the Hannibal Lecter bite mask.
Oh, wait.
And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, it was a fairly simple build. Initially, I thought I could convert the Jason Voorhees mask to it, but it's a completely different shape if you pay close attention to it. Voorhees mask is a lot smoother, and this has some nice little contours to it. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little half mask, and it's something relatively simple that you could build in just a matter of hours. So maybe you'll try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to pull something from your childhood memories of horror films that used to creep you out and make you wonder, how did Anthony Hopkins play a villain so well? Yeah. Maybe you'll get some.
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. See, the trick with these little double things is you got to put on the lowest one first. So stretch it over my ginormous head and then put this one on. And then there we go. I think I'm going to go cook some dinner. You know, maybe some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.
Good evening, Clarice.